GADRA, they really do a lot for us as a community and as a school.
When I grow up, I want to work in a library and teach children how to read.
GADRA is a non-governmental organization whose mission is to ensure that learners, in particular from disadvantaged backgrounds, get access to education.
If we look at all the research that's out there about education in South Africa at the moment, the most significant statistic is that 78% of our grade 4 children cannot read for meaning.
We realize that there are fundamental problems which cannot be addressed at high school level, which can only be addressed at primary school level and preferably at foundation phase.
We need to try and find ways of encouraging the young ones to read and to be able to read with meaning and not just read. And that's how the Whistle Stop School was born.
We're running the school on sites linked to public schools. So there's the very, very strong partnership element. We pull children out of conventional class for approximately 45 minutes of focused, very deliberate, tailor-made for each individual child literacy teaching.
The Whistle Stop School has been running at St. Mary's now for the past 3 years, and we've seen major improvements in all the learners that have been part of this program. The majority of our learners come from isiXhosa speaking homes as well as Afrikaans speaking homes. And then when they enroll at St. Mary's Primary School, the learning or the language of learning and teaching is then English. So that in itself becomes a bit of a challenge. Initially they started off with a pilot group, and then after I think the first 6 months or so, learners went from 2 to 3 words per minute to like 15 or 16 words. And that was one of the most amazing results that we've seen.
In grade 4, what happens is the learners switch from learning to read to reading to learn, and we use topics from the learners' content subjects such as natural science and social sciences, and building their literacy skills and comprehension skills off those topics. So while we're busy doing literacy and building those skills, we're also consolidating their general knowledge and the knowledge that they will be learning in their main classrooms.
We're in our 3rd year now, and we have 6 teachers, and we've expanded from the one site at St. Mary's across to Tainki.
At Tainki, it's a different challenge. Firstly, there's a need to master isiXhosa, and then there's a need to switch successfully to English.
The main aim is to improve in terms of reading isiXhosa fluently. We have to start teaching them from basic phonics up to what they call onontatu, which is blends of 3 consonants.
From grade 3, there's an introduction slowly of English words, English phonics. It just means when they get to grade 4, they have already been exposed to English as a language of learning.
What's really exciting is we have library books, and they take the books home and they read, and some of them say that they read with their little sisters or their mother, and the children have really enjoyed having something to take home and read, and it's just sparked a love for reading.
The learners and the teachers are so enthusiastic. There's that culture of reading is spreading all over the entire school now. Even teachers in other classrooms are trying to make sure that literacy is promoted.
It has an impact in my class, in my school, in the community, in their families also. You also copy what they are doing. You want the learners to learn.
My favorite things about learning new sounds. When we read in class, we have so many stories, and it makes me feel happy.
I learned from a book that if you fall, you get up and you push to be the best.
We continue to do really intensive research about the work that we're doing. All of our teachers are developing their own curriculums. We are developing our own materials all the time.
We have piloted something that can be expanded to other schools.
What the Whistle Stop School is really trying to do is trying to show what is possible in terms of fundamentally transforming children's lives. What is possible in terms of massively accelerating literacy development.
As an NGO, GADRA prides itself on working within the needs of the community itself.
I would argue that it's taking agency back to the communities, that you can do it, we can do it together.